Beautiful. Hello, hello, and welcome to the Rock Metal Podcast. I'm your host, John Harris, and today on the Rock Metal Podcast, we have Mission Jupiter. Screw Mars. Who cares about Mars? Jupiter, baby. And
exactly.
That's right. They have a new album called Talk to Me, which is released via Audio Anatomy. And right now I'm being joined by Vladimir Nastia to share some more about this release, as well as people who've been listening to the Rock Metal Podcast for a while will know that a couple of years ago, Mission Jupiter was on with their debut album. So we're gonna what's been happening, gang. So welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Hey. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Almost every day. It's kind of like a weird, sick obsession in order to have a confession with you guys about my own hypocrisy in this blizzard that is my mind. I kind of always thought as the years go by, what happened to Mission Jupiter? That's the question that I've had in my mind, because it's been like 3 years. Where have you guys been? And then you emailed me and you said, by the way, we have a new album. And I felt left out because, it's already released. I felt so cheated, Vlad. But then I felt, like, cool, you guys are still on your way to Jupiter. And it just takes a while to get to Jupiter from Earth. So take us through the last 3 years. What has happened over the course of the last 3 years that gets us to this point here?
So we will share this question, and ladies first, and I will continue after myself.
Of course. So 3 years. That's fast. Quite a long time, actually. So we released our second album, obviously, and one music video, and
Sorry? Having a hard time hearing you.
Great.
Okay.
So we released our second album with another label called Audio Anatomy, and we changed the label. So that's the second thing, I suppose. So what else? Vlad, please help me. I'm not sure because 3 years.
Well, 3 years have passed, and since that time, we have done a lot of things. First of all, we tried to find a new label to collaborate with. So then we recorded the album, and it took, if I'm not mistaken, 2 years to record the album. 2 years for us, the mastering, the mixing. And also we played a couple of shows. We played a couple of shows, and so then the
coronavirus.
the situation with pandemic, right, Nastia? So we just decided to concentrate on the record, and right now we released the album during the pandemic. So I would not say that a lot of people from the industry told us that this is the wrong step. So let's wait a bit, maybe, let's wait for the better times. But I suppose that, so it is the right time to promote the record. And, maybe in the future we'll start, playing shows and maybe touring. By the way, so we had to support Riverside during their Polish part of the tour last year. But coronavirus again. And, right now, fortunately, we will play Gdańsk in August in Poland, because Polish government fortunately helps the band to perform. But at the same time, we do not know the pandemic situation, how the things.
Now it's very hard to predict anything.
Yes, it is extremely hard to predict anything, but we hope that we will play and everything should be all right. Mm-hmm. Thanks for asking.
Sir, you're welcome. You mentioned signing to a new label and then recording a new album. So I'm curious, did you guys start recording the album, maybe have some demos and then shop around? Or how did you guys approach the process of finding a new label? And what was it about your new label where you said yes?
First of all, we just, during the release of our first album, Architecture, we found a guy from Krakow his name is Andrzej, and he's if I'm not mistaken, chief executive officer of TAG company, big publishing company, which is located in Krakow. And he just proposed us the idea to release our record architecture on vinyl, yeah. And so of course we accepted that request. So we asked Karl from Epictronic, and there were no problems with that. And so after that, so we decided to collaborate with this guy on our new record. And for us that was a step ahead, and we believe that, well, because right now the promotion is going on. We released the album 1 month ago, so it is quite fresh. And so we believe that this collaboration will bring us to the next level. So at least, of course, step by step, but the next level. Mm-hmm. That's okay, I believe.
Yeah. It's like Lao Tzu said, the journey of 1,000 steps begins with the first one or something. I don't speak Chinese, but that's the rough translation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Music is extremely rough industry. It is harsher than the politics,
Yeah, you could say that. Now, when you guys were crafting your second album, because the first album was great, so what were you guys looking to do with the second album? Were you looking to do more of the first album? Were you looking to do something different? It sounds a little different.
It sounds different because we tried to make it groovy, to make it a bit heavier, and with better production. And this album, because of our sound engineer and drummer, Eugene Zuev, produced the record. Yes, he's a cool guy. He knows exactly what to do, and so we decided to spend more time in order to get this fat and groovy sound. Of course, the album is a bit heavier, but still, this is Mission Jupiter. It is melodic, and this time we decided to record vocals in professional studio. So Nastia can tell more about this. Nastia, about vocals.
Yes, I'm so lucky this time to record vocals in studio, and the first album was recorded at home, so the quality was a bit worse, and now I feel really good when I listen to our second album, and it sounds much better in my opinion, because of this fact and because of other things, but mostly vocals sound well for me now. Yeah. What else can I say? I'm lucky.
Yes, the vocals are very fat, and the production itself. So actually, we mastered the album with the help of Akil Kahni, if I'm not mistaken. This is a guitar player of Tesseract, the band from Britain, and he helped us with mastering a lot. So thanks.
Mm-hmm. How did you get in touch with him? You just shot him an email?
Again, our sound guy and the drummer of Mission Jupiter band, Eugene Zuev, he knows what to do exactly. He found this guy, and he told us, this is the right guy to work with.
I just imagine, look what I found. He's like dangling from his finger. Look what I found. He can do it for us. It'll be great.
Yes, exactly right. You asked. So we found this guy. And then we emailed him, so he provided us with the price, so we were happy. Thanks for Audio Anatomy for the help, for the investment, because this is extremely important. Thank you for the sound, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something I was going to say was the album sounded heavier to me, but I didn't know if that was the right thing to say, but you mentioned it. So how did you make it heavier? And also from that perspective, Nastia, did you need to sing differently in order to complement the heavier music?
Oh, yeah.
as a vocalist, I'm always improving my vocals, and I took some lessons actually, and I'm continuing to do it right now because I think I can sing better and better every time in every album we will release in the future, and the second album. For me is much better in vocals, not only the quality of sound but the quality of vocals itself. So yeah.
Well, I would like to add something. So the album sounds heavier, sounds very fat, I would say groovy, because of the production also. So we used layering different, vocals tracks, so in order to strengthen the record. Also,
Yeah, we're experimenting.
yes. So also we experimented with different guitar tones. We recorded, for instance, 4 different guitar tones, and then so we tried to mix those 4 guitars. So in order the guitars sound like one huge and very fat instrument. So that is, a lot of work, a lot of production, and yes, that was the right step to start recording vocals in professional studio, because it sounds, even a bit closer. And
Yeah, of course.
I hope
actually.
I hope that the vocal touches the hearts of our listeners. That's our aim.
God.
Aw. Not to take away from Nastia's work, the first thing I actually heard was the drums. That was the first thing that poked out to me differently, and then I heard the guitar tone, and then obviously, everybody else in the band. But those are the 2 big things that I think had changed from my initial thought. Was drums and guitar sounded... The drums have a metalcore mix to them.
Exactly, and they are quite loud.
Very loud.
In a mix.
Yeah.
This is, I would say, this is more modern approach, because if you, for instance, listen to Architects, the drums are very loud, and it's normal. So I believe that it makes our song sound groovy. Punchy.
Yeah.
Groovy and punchy. Is that what you guys said when you were working on your new album? These are the things that we want to hit today. Number 1, Nastia was like, I can't record in my bathroom anymore. I need to go into a real studio. I can't be in my closet anymore. This sucks. I don't want to hear that if I sing in front of t-shirts, it'll be okay. I don't want to do it. And then you said, I want to have a groovy, fat production. Is that how it went? Or did you guys get there sort of, I don't know, by accident?
No, this is an obvious reason why a lot of bands want to grow up.
Yeah,
they want to attract new audience. Yes. Sorry, Nastia, I'm interrupting you.
It was me who interrupted you. So it was our intent to grow in this way, in the quality, and that's why we went to the studio.
Beautiful. Well, it's important. I was chatting with a band the other day, and they said, we don't have enough money to go to the studio, but we don't want to record at home. And I said, well, you're screwing yourself on that one. Like, just make a decision, whatever you want to do, right? Just be okay with it. But if you want to save your money, drums and vocals are the 2 most important things to do in a studio, a good studio.
Exactly. You're right, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we decided to do so. So we decided to record drums and vocals in studio, and other instrument at home, because we have a lot of different plugins and stuff. Unfortunately, software. Unfortunately, Eugene Zoev, our drummer, sound engineer, he he helped us with the production, so we recorded almost everything at home. So then we decided, so when we started to think what to do with the vocals, so then there were discussions. So at first I thought that, well, maybe we could do that at home again. And then Eugene told me, no, Vlad, this time, so we have to go to the professional studio and just spend several hours in studio. So we rehearsed at home the vocals. So in order not to waste time, decided to record everything in the studio.
What a concept. You guys practiced? Weird. That's the P word. No, bands don't like the P word. And then you were prepared. That's another P word that bands don't like. No P words for bands. Now, in this write-up that I have, you guys said architecture is about striving ahead, and Talk to Me embodies the inner world of a lonely person who faces his or her own thoughts and doubts alone. Well, I know they're alone. That's why they're lonely. But is this a consequence of striving ahead? You get to the top of the ladder and find out that there's nobody there? Or somebody else and you don't like them? Like you're on the bus and there's a spot and you're like, sweet, there's a spot there. And then you realize why. And it's because the person next to them peed or is crazy. And you're like, that's why the bus is crowded, but there was a seat available. Is that an example? I don't know. Maybe I went on a really weird tangent. But
first of all, yes, we have to speak a bit about the conception, about the concept of Talk to Me album. Yes, this is the album which embodies the inner world of a lonely person. Yes, I would say so, because the architecture of previous record was about striving ahead, and this album reveals the desire to stay for a while and maybe reconsider our life and environment. And this is because of the COVID pandemic as well. Yes, because we produced the album, so we started to make draft mixes when the pandemic came out, and yes, that was a very harsh period for us, and even right now we do not know what to do, we do not know how to play. And as well, the situation in Belarus right now is extremely complicated, to be honest. And you don't want to write and record the album and speak about positive things. So you have to sit down and think about important things. That's
okay.
it.
That's right. Unfortunately.
Well, I don't know much about, or maybe I do, I don't know, about Belarusian culture. I know a lot about Russian culture. And there's nothing happy to write about ever in Russian culture. Every story is a sad story. Dostoevsky, it's like crazy, right? Gogol, it's crazy.
Yes, yes, that's crazy. And when you're a band from Russia or Belarus, it is extremely difficult to break through, really, because of our location and everything. So, but let's skip that topic because it's really sad.
It is. Да, конечно. Ну да. Хорошо. Ну да, хорошо.
Хорошо.
Хорошо. Нормально. Нормально. Договорились. Sweet. Now, I guess we chatted about everything, really. The only thing we didn't chat about specifically is, a couple of tracks off the album, but we chatted about the album as a whole, signing to a new record label, writing the album, digging into a more modern production, and something else you guys mentioned was a lot of physical stuff, vinyls, CDs, that I'm speculating are available for sale anywhere, or do I need to go to Audio Anatomy's website? Where do I go for that?
No. So almost several weeks ago, so we made a shop on Facebook, so you should go to our Facebook page, then click to the button which is called Shop Now, and you will see all the links available. And just please choose your option, choose your variant if you want the CD or vinyl. Even you can buy our CD or vinyl through Polish websites or through international websites which are in English. Okay. And even you can buy architecture still via Epictronic, no problem.
Okay, beautiful. And then on today's show notes, I will have a link to the music video for Confession, so that everybody can see that music video if they want to go ahead and click on it from today's show notes. There's a little plant on a beach. I'm just clicking through right now. There was a scene where, Nastia, you were like, I hate my life. But we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. We'll talk about the little plant on the beach. Where he's like, I found a little plant. But no, very emotionally driving record. I dig the album. Thanks for popping back onto the show. Was there anything that you guys wanted to chat about that I missed?
Well, I would like to add that, so we are going to release the next music video for the next song in a couple of weeks. So follow us on Facebook, and yes, wait for the new video.
Okay. And if that video, whatever it is, mystery video, if it's available by the time I get ready to air this episode, then I will post that into the show notes as well. And then everybody who faithfully listens to the Rock Metal Podcast can have the chance to see 2 music videos from Mission Jupiter.
Yes, right, yeah.
Cool.
It is cool. Kruta.
Классно.
Nice pronunciation.
Yes.
Спасибо.
You're right. Oh, пожалуйста, your Russian is very, very good. I do not know actually how many words, but it seems to be. It seems that you know this language very well. Am I right?
Yeah, это все.
Every time I think that's all, you say something more.
Beautiful. All right, well, guys, thank you so much for coming back onto the Rock Metal Podcast today.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for your time, and thanks for wonderful conversation. So we hope that our listeners, and we hope that the audience will like our record, and will like this interview as well.